You've been lied to, not by some shadowy conspiracy but by something far more insidious, the promise of self-help, that if you just read one more book, buy one more course, or follow one more guru, then you'll finally be happy, rich, and fulfilled. But here's the dirty little secret no one wants to admit. The self-help industry needs you to stay broken. Because if you ever actually fixed yourself, what would they sell you? I'm not saying self-help is useless, but I am saying we've reached peak toxic positivity, where good vibes only has become a form of spiritual bypassing, where hustle culture glorifies burnout as a badge of honor, and where not being on your grind 24/7 is seen as a moral failing. This isn't empowerment, it's enslavement with a fresh coat of paint. Let's start with the first poison pill, the myth of perpetual growth. Self-help sells this idea that you must constantly be improving, optimizing, upgrading yourself, as if you're some app that needs endless updates. But here's the truth. Trees don't grow in winter, and neither do people. Yet we've been tricked into feeling guilty for resting, for being, for not treating every second like a stepping stone to some imaginary best version of ourselves. Worse, this grindset mentality has infiltrated everything. Spirituality is now about manifesting Lamborghinis. Therapy-like jargon is used to shame people into taking accountability for things beyond their control. And mindset has become a corporate buzzword to blame workers for systemic problems. It's not help. It's gaslighting with a side of inspirational quotes. Which brings us to poison pill number 2, the commodification of wisdom. Real growth isn't found in $997 online courses or celebrity life coaches peddling recycled platitudes. Yet we've been conditioned to believe that paying for answers means they're more valuable, when often, the deepest truths are free. Love yourself. Be present. Help others. You already know this. You don't need a guru in a luxury villa to repackage it for you. Because self-help preys on two human vulnerabilities, shame and hope. Shame that you're not enough as you are, and hope that this time, the next book, the next seminar, the next thing will finally fix you. But here's the radical truth. You weren't broken to begin with, and real growth doesn't come from consuming more content. It comes from contemplating the content you already have. So here's your first rebellion. Stop consuming. Start digesting. Pick one idea, just one, that actually resonates with you. Sit with it. Journal about it. Live it for a month. Because wisdom isn't measured in books read. It's measured in lives changed. And that can't be bought. This is the dark underbelly of good vibes only culture, where authentic human suffering gets rebranded as low vibration thinking. Where grief, anger, and doubt aren't natural emotions, they're personal failures. And where the pressure to perform enlightenment becomes its own kind of prison. Let's call this what it is, spiritual gaslighting. The insistence that if you're really awakened, you'd never feel pain, that trauma can be manifested away with enough gratitude journals, that systemic injustice is just a mindset block. It's not just delusional, it's dangerous. Because when we deny our shadows, they don't disappear, they grow teeth. We've reached peak absurdity, where positivity has become a weapon to silence discomfort, where corporations use mindfulness apps to make employees calmer about exploitation, where therapists warn clients about victim mentality instead of validating their pain. This isn't enlightenment, it's emotional capitalism. And it's creating a generation of people who feel guilty for being human. Here's the truth they're selling you. Negative emotions are problems to be fixed. But what if they're not? What if anger is the fire that fuels change? What if grief is the price of love? What if doubt is the gateway to real wisdom? The ancients knew this. The Stoics, the Buddhists, the shamans, they didn't bypass their darkness, they alchemized it. This is poison pill number 3, the tyranny of forced positivity. It's why healing journeys now look like performative self-brutality, people grinding through trauma like it's a productivity hack. Why meditation has become less about awareness and more about numbing. Real growth isn't about transcending your humanity, it's about embracing it, the messy, painful, glorious all of it. So here's your second rebellion, let yourself be human, not high vibe, not enlightened. Just human. If you're angry, be angry. If you're grieving, grieve. These aren't obstacles to your evolution, they're part of it. The forest doesn't judge the rotting logs for decaying. It understands, this is how the soil stays rich. This is how new life grows. Meet the new drug dealers. They don't sell crack or heroin, they sell hope. Bottled, branded, and marked up 10,000%. And their business model depends on one cruel truth. You can't heal what they keep reopening. Here's how the scam works. First, they diagnose you with a problem you didn't know you had. You're not unfulfilled because capitalism is brutal, it's your money mindset. Then, they isolate you. Your family doesn't get it because they're low vibration. Finally, they monetize your pain. This $2,000 masterclass will finally fix you. It's not coaching. It's a cult recruitment with better marketing. The worst part? They've weaponized real psychology. Those free discovery calls? They're using cold reading techniques from fortune tellers, those limited time offers, exploiting scarcity bias, that scientific language about neuroplasticity and quantum fields. Just word salad to make nonsense sound profound. They're not gurus, they're con artists in linen pants. This is poison pill number 4, the manufactured crisis. These predators don't solve problems, they invent them. Can't afford rent? It's not systemic inequality, it's your abundance blocks. Exhausted from hustle culture? You need a productivity mindset overhaul. They've turned basic human struggles into personal failures. Then sell you the cure at criminal markups. History repeats itself. Just like Big Tobacco once paid scientists to deny cancer risks, the wellness industrial complex funds studies to prove their overpriced snake oil works. That $100 ancient Tibetan tea, packaged in New Jersey. Those clinical-grade supplements, made in the same factories as supermarket vitamins. The only thing high vibe here is the profit margin. And the kicker? You're the product. These gurus make real money not from courses but from recruiting you to sell them. That success story influencer? They get 40% commissions for every sucker they rope in. It's a pyramid scheme where the commodity is your desperation. The higher you climb, the more you have to keep lying to stay on top. So, here's your third rebellion, follow the money. Before you buy that next course, ask, who actually got rich here, the students or the teacher? Where's the real proof it works? And most importantly, could the answer already be inside you? Because here's the secret they'll never admit. No one out there holds your missing piece. Never did. Never will. After all this, after the lies, the scams, the spiritual snake oil, here's what remains. You. Not the best version of you. Not the healed you. Just you. Flawed. Human. Enough. And that's the one truth no guru can monetize. Real transformation doesn't come from 30-day hacks or VIP masterminds. It comes from 3 unsexy things: time, silence, and the courage to sit with your own damn self. The ancients knew this. They didn't have life coaches. They had lives, lived deeply, attentively, unavoidably. So how do you spot real help in this carnival of cons? Here's your compass. It doesn't promise fast results. Real change moves at the speed of roots, not rockets. It makes you uncomfortable, not with shame, with the kind of truth that liberates. It points you back to yourself, not to another book course or certified healer. They sold you a lie wrapped in inspirational quotes, that you needed fixing, that enlightenment came with a price tag, that some guru held the secret you were missing. But the real secret? You were never broken to begin with. Real transformation doesn't come from consuming more, it comes from digesting what you already know. Not from following someone else's path, but from wearing down your own shoes. So let's talk about what growth actually looks like when you strip away the bullshit. You want the truth? Growth is boring. It's showing up when no one's applauding. It's choosing kindness when you're exhausted. It's sitting with your pain instead of spiritual bypassing it with affirmations. There's no Instagram glory in this work, just the quiet dignity of becoming more human. Here's how to spot real wisdom in an age of scams. It makes you think deeper, not buy more. It honors your shadows as much as your light. Its teachers live what they teach. Check their personal lives, not their sales pages. It points you back to your own inner authority. The antidote to toxic self-help isn't no help. It's right help. The kind that lives in free libraries, not 2,000 pounds master classes. That values questions over answers. That measures progress in peace, not productivity. That knows healing isn't linear. So here's your final rebellion. Stop seeking gurus, start trusting your gut. That hesitation you feel about that expensive course, listen. That resonance with a simple poem, follow it. The answers were never out there, they were always in here. The polished one's prettier, right? But the rough one, that's Flint. It starts fires. That's the difference between real wisdom and self-help candy. One soothes, the other ignites. And you were born to burn, not to be burned out.